Oh, and this is Theme Park Squib, and welcome to another show. Great to be back this week, the last show of August. This week we're from the start, we're going to experiment with camera angles around the hub for different parts of the show. And yeah, got a lot of news to talk about this week, merchandise from the Europe trip, and Guess the Ride and Shoutouts. Also, just to mention, the Wallaby Holland vlog is now online, so all the Europe trip vlogs are now online. The next one to go on will be when I went to Thorpe Park the Thursday after I came back to check out their summer offering, including Zombie Hunt and Saw Alive. Let's get into news. In news, got a lot to talk about Halloween mainly. Crazy, it's August now, crazy at the end of August now, crazy to think that October is when Halloween starts. Starting in September last year with Fright Night starting on the last weekend of September. That's not happening this year, it's starting on the first weekend of October, so a little longer to wait this year, an extra week to wait, but it will surely be worth it for this year's Halloween where we're going to be doing so many events. Warwick Castle this week have announced all their Halloween attractions for their Warwick Castle, the Haunted Castle, which I have been to Warwick Castle many times, but I went to their Halloween event for the first time last year. I found it really good. I found my second favourite scare attraction last year, the Doll's House, a really scary attraction. This year for Halloween, Haunted Castle there, it's going to be even bigger and better, with most of it returning. They do advertise some of their attractions like the Hall of History's Maze and the Dungeons and the Trebuchet as attractions for Halloween. When they're not, they're there all season. But Halloween attractions for this year, the stage will be returning in the centre of the courtyard, which is a really nice themed stage. And the walkthrough, the haunted walkthrough, these are for the little ones, the walkthrough down up to the old entrance of Warwick Castle, and the old entrance to Warwick Castle from the main area of the castle. That is a really good walkthrough, really Halloweeny. That is open all day long. You walk down, there's a couple of actors, but they're not scary actors. It's more like Trick or Treat Wood at Chessington, an interactive actor experience. And then you walk through a very long walk through the woods on the way back, which is the only annoying thing about the attraction. Hopefully they can improve that. It's a long walk out, like Sanctum at Thorpe Park. Also returning for this year is the Witches Tower, which takes place, the witches take over the Princess Tower for Halloween, which is an attraction there in the main season. But this year they've confirmed it'll be a new show for 2018, which that's for kids. I did go in there last year. It's mainly orientated on little children, but I will experience it when I go there. All you need to do is get a time ticket, and it is free. Some attractions at Warwick Castle are paid, but some of them are free. Next is the next level up, which is 8 years. We've got the Fire Joust returning. Didn't see that last time. Looks an amazing nighttime show where they do the jousting, but they light all their swords on fire. Looks a really fantastic show. Also, the two things in this category for this year are brand new for 2018. The Doll's House is not returning, sadly. There'll be a new scare maze to replace that, the House of Wax. Probably going to be in the same location as the Doll's House, on the top of the Grand Hall section of Warwick Castle. Similar vibes I'm getting from the title about going into this house, but you may never make it. Wax figures, there is wax figures in there which they tried to cover up in the Doll's House and obviously used for the Doll's House attraction. But I think this is going to have more emphasis on those wax figures, and you're obviously going to go through its wax figures, and one of them's an actual actor. But it sounds interesting, and hopefully hopefully it's an improvement to the Doll's House last year, because that was a fantastic scare attraction, really scary in there, especially the big finale scene was such an intense scare scene. And then also escape rooms. This year escape rooms have took off and are everywhere. The escape rooms will be family orientated, so you and your family will help us make a night escape. They're paid extra, but I'm going to give them a go. I've never done an escape room. I've heard they're quite good, but this is family orientated, so it's not going to be terribly scary. But last year they did say the Doll's House was family orientated, and that was actually really intense. So I don't know, but I think the vibes I'm getting is a family to break this night out. Looking at the design, it's probably going to be on the walls of the roses, looking at the flowers in there on the walls, but it's going to be a good attraction to experience. And I've never done an escape room. I know that they're like, you do challenges to break out and there's actors in there. So I do want to give it a go when I do go to Warwick Castle this year. Next, for the next level up, which are the more intense scare attractions. Didn't do any last year because I had to get back because I had a big long weekend at Alton Towers, so I needed to get back. Returning is Outbreak 1548, a scare attraction based around the plague in the Kingmaker attraction. I would like to do that because it's probably going to be even more intense than the Plague Doctor scene that you find in every dungeon. But it's going to be a whole maze just on the plague. And it sounds very interesting. That is also free, but it opens from 5 o'clock and you need to get a time ticket like the House of Wax and the Witch's Tower. Next returning is Seance, which was in one of the rooms in the Grand Hall. That was a paid extra last year. I didn't do it. It's not my kind of thing, sitting around putting your hands on a board trying to wake the dead. I've heard that it didn't have actors in there, but it was more pitch black and sound effects, like that surround sound where you hear a door open, you look over there, because that speaker shows it. I've done something similar before where you feel like you're in there. VR mainly does it, but then sometimes you can get experiences where you've got the headphones on, it's pitch black. Like Sweeney Todd at the dungeons. Like the door opens, you think he's in there, but he's not. I can't wait to check out Warwick Castle, the Haunted Castle. Really good event. This time I will be staying till dark. Some nights it's open for 2 weeks. Some nights it's 10 till 6. They are off-peak days. Weekends, it's some days it's 10 till 8 in the half term. And on weekends it is 10 till 10. So probably a really good Halloween atmosphere. You are going to get there. Walking around the castle, pitch black. You'll probably get a really good Halloween vibe and atmosphere to the whole event. Also this weekend on September the 2nd, Sunday, we are going to be getting a big Thorpe Park Fright Nights announcement for their new maze for this year. They released a pop badge calendar with each date you go what pop badge will be released, and there's all them Fright Nights mazes and Love Island late ones. And on September the 2nd there's a blank one with a question mark on. That pop badge is going to tell us what our new attraction is for 2018. The latest announcement for mazes and their event for this year. Alton Towers back in July, but I think we haven't heard the end of that because Project 42 sounds like a code name for the attraction, but hopefully it is going to be a really good maze. I'm getting some military vibes from Project 42 at Alton Towers. But with Thorpe Park, people have been pointing out it's Blair Witch returning because there's posters around the Zombie Hunt attraction saying missing, and it's a character from the Blair Witch films. Also, the other day, near the Blair Witch shed, which has been sitting there doing nothing, was opened up a couple of months back, where you see it from the Nemesis Inferno exit. The Blair Witch style doll or wooden carving thing was in the tree. So is it Blair Witch, or are they just toying with us basically? Because we got a video of a screen, a TV screen, really old TV screen, claiming that nowhere was safe, and it was giving me, this is not the Blair Witch. I know the Blair Witch is all about witchcraft and that didn't get me witchcraft vibes because I heard a chainsaw. I don't think a witch would be running around with a chainsaw unless they magically made it out of a potion or something. And then, yeah, giving me different vibes to Blair Witch. So I reckon they're playing with us with Blair Witch. It could be something totally different. It could be a returning maze, a new thing, could be a new IP. I reckon it'll be a Thorpe Park original maze because they've got Walking Dead and Saw as big IPs there. They used to have loads of IPs and only have one maze, Thorpe Park Original. But then that changed to 2 mazes being Thorpe Park Original, which has been for the last few years. I'd like to see a third one, 6 mazes, 3 being based on IPs and 3 of them being based on Thorpe Park Original designs. But I'm getting some old film vibes. It could be another IP, but it looks like it could be Walking Dead orientated again. If it is an IP, that could take away from the Walking Dead year, which has kind of been trashed anyway with Love Island late. But yeah, that's it for news this week. Let's get into merchandise. This week in merchandise, we are experimenting with a new angle of my merchandise collection behind me. That will be extending when I clear some bits up there and get some bits in storage since I did move locations. First, this week we are going to show some Wallaby Belgium merch. First we have the map, which is Tiki Wacker orientated, as you can see, their new coaster for this year. Family coaster, they're really trying to turn that place into a family park. Next, we also got some bargains at Wallaby. We got this mug for only €2. That is a really good deal. I only spent €9 at Wallaby Belgium, but I actually got quite a lot of merchandise, which was really good buy. Just Wallaby on there. I saw it at Wallaby Holland, €5, so I saved about €3. Also, I did get this cap for, I think it was €3. Really good deal. Fright, I think it was €6 at Wallaby Holland. I've been wearing this on the Europe trip, as you can see. I'll be wearing it a lot more around the parks. And yeah, I also did get some tin signs. You'll see them in the new Guess the Ride angle, which I've got one for Wallaby and one for Pulsar. You'll see them when I do Guess the Ride. You'll see them above my head. Now it's time for Guess the Ride. Speaking of Guess the Ride, I will reveal last week's Guess the Ride. That was Colossus at Thorpe Park. Well done if you did get that right. Just to mention the new camera angle, the new section of the hub I am filming Guess the Ride. These were the signs I did pick up from Wallaby Belgium. €2 each. That is a bargain. They were in the sale section. Really did enjoy Pulsar, and that's just the Wallaby Park one. So this week's Guess the Ride is a roller coaster that opened in 1998. It is a Mara Wild Mouse coaster. If you know what that roller coaster is, put it down in the comments down below and you'll get a shout out in next week's shout out section of the show. Let's get into shout outs. Let's get straight into the shout outs. First we have the Guess the Ride that was Colossus from Warwick 90. Well done. David McDonald. Well done. And Theme Park Magic. Well done for getting that Guess the Ride right, and hopefully you'll get next week's one right. Next we have the YouTube comments from Coaster Crazy. Thank you for commenting. And just to say, I'm now on 204 subscribers, so 200 I did hit when I was away, so thank you for those 4 new subscribers and everyone else who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. Next we have the Twitter follows and likes from Digital Dan, TJ and Theme Park Badger. Thank you for doing whatever you did on Twitter. That's it for this week's episode of the show. Just to mention, I will be at Chessington World Adventures on Sunday, just because I haven't been on Vampire yet this year. So yeah, I'll see you in that vlog. Don't make sure to comment, like and subscribe and guess that ride, and like us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. That's it for this week's episode. See you at Chessington. Bye.